Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Strange video with what you're seeing right now, huh? Well, y'all know that I was talking about and have been for the last year trying to get myself set up solar. And my biggest issue, and I've mentioned this to you guys many times, is water. Biggest issue for everybody. And I'm on a pump. So I needed something that would hook me up to, or that I could hook up to my well pump in a case of a grid down situation. Now, of course, the lake is nearby. I'm putting in a pond and doing whatever. So other backups to my backups. But priority, what I wanted to be able to do was pump the water from my well and with a little luck, be able to hook up my water heater. And I'm on electric, so it's an electric water heater. So hence we have this beast, which is the EcoFlow Delta Pro. Now, I got this from Wellbots and with Elliot. And just so you guys know, after we did the last review and everything like that, Wellbots was so thankful to everybody in this family for supporting them. Elliot had got a hold of me, and obviously, because I'm not taking pay, he asked, can they donate to a charity in our name? And so Elliot and Wellbots donated $500 to the Gary Sinise Foundation in our name. So help the veterans out. You know me, that's always where we want to go. So Elliot got me this thing and wanted to test this out. Now, this thing is a freaking beast. First off, it weighs about 100 pounds. Okay, so it's a lot heavier than the 1300. It's also 3,600 watts worth of power. So 2.5, almost 3 times as much as the 1300. It is also fully expandable. Okay, I can hook up other batteries to this. I can run in line with another generator with this, and I can hook this up to a slave panel in the house so that if the power goes out, these things will automatically kick in. Okay, so in that respect, it is a very good backup source there. Now, there's definitely some improvements on this over the 1300. I mean, size-wise, okay? I mean, it's just, there's more to it. If you all know Battle-Born batteries, okay, which is kind of like the creme de la creme in the solar generator world, this is basically the equivalent of 3 Battle-Born batteries, okay, 3,600 watts. But it's also got the inverter in it. It's got all the plugs and everything like that. So literally, there's more juice in this for less, or the same amount of juice for less money than just buying the Battle-Born batteries. Okay, giving you that. And you know me, I'm always out looking for a deal. Now, there's some cool things about this. First off, it weighs 100 pounds. All right, you can't see it on the bottom here, but there is a handle and wheels on the back, so this thing rolls like a suitcase, that you're, like a carry-on suitcase that you'd take to the airport or something like that. So you're not trying to carry this thing all over the place. Trust me, it was enough trying to lift it up to the table here, the bar-sized table, so it's pretty high. Charging-wise, this is another thing that's cool about this. There are 6 ways to charge this. Plugging it into the wall, plugging it into your car, solar. How do you forget that? They're coming up with wind. You can run this into a electric vehicle charger, the things that looks like a gas pump. You put it in there. Crap, I forget what the last one is, but there's 6 different ones. And you can run those in tandem. So if you want to run this, charge this very quickly, you could plug it into the wall and into your solar panels at the same time and get up to 3,600 watts of input at the same time. Now, of course, I'm going to run this through all sorts of tests on, what it'll do up to the point of what I'm capable of. At this point right now, I can't test it with my well pump or anything of the sort because the well pump obviously is hardwired and I haven't got a panel or anything like that to do this. But in research I've done on it, the ability to do it should be there. If not, I can expand on the unit to do it. So let's kind of go along and take a look at what some of the deals on this thing are, how much it'll run, and we'll go step by step, I guess. All right, so let's start when I received this. It came with 31% charge in it, and I just plugged it into the wall. I want to see how long it takes for this to go from 30% to full. So, as you can see there, the input is about 1,600 watts or whatever it is, thereabouts, from a wall charge. So this is the first test, and according to the thing on the side there, it takes 2 hours, but obviously it doesn't go into minutes or anything, so I will put it on the real clock and we'll see the first test. All right, so now that we know how long this thing takes to charge, which I'm not going to complain whatsoever, hour and 50 minutes from 30 to 100 works for me. And I mean, they claim it's 2 hours and 2 hours and 40 minutes from 0 to full. That seems to work mathematically. So the next thing we want to look at is, let's put this under a load and see what we can really do with it. And so I'm sitting here on my kitchen floor, the things you'll do for a YouTube video. And we're going to run some of the typical devices that people would want to run off of power. But I want to run some high drain devices, okay? Obviously, the first thing I'm going to do is hook up my refrigerator. But of course, I've got to wait for the condenser to kick in before the refrigerator is going to work. So that goes on and off, as you guys know. So I want to add things to it like a toaster, a coffee maker, and a hair dryer, all at the same time. Well, let's see how this works. So let me flip this over here and we will show you what we got going on. All right. So there's the screen, and we are at 100%. It says there's 5 days of power left right now. The refrigerator's plugged in, but like I said, the condenser's not on. I have also plugged in the toaster. So let's put the toaster down and see what it does here. Dump. Okay. And we are kicking out 1,430 watts, 1,429, 1,428. Okay? Let's add the coffee pot. And, coffee's always something that people worry about because it sucks a lot of power. So let's turn that on. All right. So now we have the refrigerator, the toaster, and the coffee pot, and we're at 2,700. Let's plug in a hair dryer and turn that on. That's on low, so I'm at 3,200. All right. Kill all those real quick. Cup of coffee's brewing. But as we saw, you can run 3,600 watts out of this thing. I mean, and that's a lot. A toaster, a hair dryer, a coffee pot are all high drain things in your house that you could power. And it would do it for, according to that, roughly an hour. Now, it's still brewing the cup of coffee here, and it looks like that's just finished. There we go. So there's the end of that. And so here's what we have. And of course, the condenser for the fridge hasn't kicked on yet. But that's what we're looking at. This is one beast of a machine, guys. And I'll flip this back over here. Like I said earlier, this can be expanded upon. So if I know I can run a toaster, a coffee pot, and a hairdryer, can run power tools, certainly multiple high drain deals. Now, I want to try to test this and see how long it takes. Oop, there goes the refrigerator. Okay, so, or nope, maybe that's, let's make sure it's not the coffee pot. We'll unplug everything there. Okay, no, that was the coffee pot. That hadn't shut off yet. Okay. So I want to see how long this takes to charge with the solar panel. Now, this will take up to 1,200 watts worth of solar panels. Okay, that's quite a bit. I don't have 1,200 watts worth of solar panels. I've got about 400 watts worth of panels. So I'm going to try that just to see how that works. But that'll be my next test, and we'll see what happens from there. All right, guys, I am back. It's now the next day, and it is extremely windy out today, so I really didn't want to haul out a whole bunch of stuff in the way of solar panels and everything like that. So I just brought out one of my 120 watt panels here and hooked it up just on the front porch. So it's kind of in partial sun here. It's blocked. Part of it's blocked by the railing on the sun and everything. But I'm getting 60 watts of input out of my 120 watt panels. Okay, thereabouts. You're never going to get the full 120, but charging up with solar, no problem. So, does work fine. Like I said, you can hook this thing up to 1,200 watts worth of solar panels if you want. So if I wanted to, I could run 10 of those things out there. Not that I've got 10 of them, but, it would work. But looking at some of the deals on here, as you can see in the front here, it's got 4 AC plugs. It's also got your 30 amp plug there if you want to use this in an RV. It's got 4 of your regular USB plugs, and then it's got 2 of the USB-C underneath. Those things that I can't stand because you never find a charger when you need one. Then on the side over here is basically everything else. You got cigarette lighter, you name it. This thing will even come with a remote control, so you can turn it on, turn it off remotely, whatever you need be. So overall, this is a highly, highly, highly impressive unit. Obviously, I'm not the world's most super technical person, so I can't get in there and tell you all the specs and everything like that. There's plenty of videos out there if you wanted to look into this that you can. Couple of ways to use this thing, of course. It's portable, so you could use it for the RV or something if that's how you're setting yourself up. Because it's got the wheels and the handle. You see down here, there's your handle that comes way out. All right, just put that back in. I'm just sitting here on the floor. But then, that would be best hooking it up with portable panels. Or in a case like me, where it would go in my electrical room, I could literally leave this here, hook it up to hard panels on the roof, and use it that way with the slave box, which is kind of what my plan is. So I thought I'd show you guys all of this, and thought you might enjoy to see what the big kahuna is here that EcoFlow has out there. So, all right, there you go. There's a review on this puppy. Oh, wait, don't go anywhere. Did you think that was it? You know me better than that. So I got with Elliot, and we're going to give one of these away, including a 160-watt solar panel. Mm-hmm. See, you thought this was just a review, huh? Now I'm going to give you this. The normal price on the generator alone is $35.99. I looked all over the web to find best prices. Seems like everybody has it. I mean, EcoFlow themselves, Home Depot, God knows how many different websites I've never heard of. Seems like retail price of this is $35.99. I did find one place that said they had it in stock for $33.99. Okay, so that was it. Now, that's just for the generator. The solar panel, the 160 watt solar panel, is $349 itself. Okay, so if you take $35.99, or let's take the cheaper one. Let's take the $33.99. So $3,400 and another $350. So $37.50 is the cheapest I could find this to get the generator and the panel. Wellbots and Elliot have it right now, both of them, for $34.99. Plus, they are giving us a discount code for another $100 off of it. And the code is PREP, P-R-E-P, 100. And I'll put that below, and I'll also put a link to this generator below if you want to go buy one, okay? This is the generator you want if you want to start running your whole house, okay? This would be the beginning to setting up the solar version of like a Generac. So, nothing wrong with the Generac, everything like that, but, now that's going to be running on natural gas or propane or whatever, which is a limited resource in SHTF. Hopefully the sun's not a limited resource for us. And like I said, eventually they're bringing this thing out to wind power too. So if you've got wind turbines, that would eventually work on this too. Like I said before, this is expandable. So depending on what you want to run, it will be, you may need to add a battery or something like that. I mean, my goal, I think I said earlier on in the video, at the beginning, I at least want to run my water pump. I would like to get it to the point where I can run my hot water heater. And if I can figure it all out, where I could run my heat pump so I could actually have a primary heat source. And then, of course, you guys know I bought my secondary heat source, my backup. So, yeah, this is definitely a high-level prep to go after. But, in all fun, somebody's got to win one. So, this is what we're going to do. Just like I've done on the other ones, put a comment below, the original comment. Do not put it as a reply to somebody else's, just the original comment. Your name and the state in which you live in. Yes, this has to be the contiguous 48 states again, okay? This thing weighs 100 pounds. Shipping is going to be astronomically expensive. Elliot has said that they are going to ship this directly from Wellbots, so they don't have to pay the shipping to me and then pay the shipping to you guys. So that's how this one's going to work. We will do the drawing tomorrow night on the live stream. Here's the catch. You must be present on the live stream to win. Okay? A prize with the value of almost $4,000. Yeah. You got to show up to the live stream to win it. It's not just like, oh, I'll put my name in there, and if they pull me, great. No, you got to come and listen. So, comment. This video only. No emails, no nothing. If you don't put a comment on this video, you are not entered. Your name, obviously, is going to be on there, and the state in which you live in. 48 contiguous only. Drawing tomorrow night on the live stream. Guys, this is a sweet, sweet generator. This is a sweet, sweet prize for sure. So, thought we'd have a little bit or a lot of fun, but this one's kind of cool. And again, thank you to Elliot. Thank you to all the folks at Wellbots for making this available to the entire Pinball Preparedness family. Thank you for making the contribution to the Gary Sinise Foundation in the family name. This is what we do, guys. We figure out how we can do it all together. Hopefully somebody might need something like this or is looking for something like this. This is a bigger one than the 1300, guys. The 1300 is good for running your refrigerator, your freezer. This is when you're trying to start to run your whole house. Okay, so have a good one. Pinball out.